My name is Sam Bushur. I'm a 22 graduate from Teutopolis, and I'm going to be a sophomore at Millikin University.
I'm Andy Niebrugge. I'm a 21 graduate from Teutopolis, and I'm going to be a junior at Millikin University. One of the things I really look forward to in the sophomore year was just, it's your second year, so you're a lot more comfortable with the guys on the team and the coach, and I was just ready to really get out, play a full season, and just enjoy the season. And two, like playing with Sam, since we've played baseball together forever, been best friends since we were tiny, so that's what I was really looking forward to. That getting to play a college season with him is kind of like a dream come true type of thing. But our team was very similar from the year before. We didn't lose a whole lot of guys, lost a few, but I was just really looking forward to seeing what we could do this year. And we really did have a lot of fun this year, and the team played really well together, and we all got along really well. So that was a lot of fun.
For my most exciting moments, I would say that the first one being my first collegiate hit, which was in East Texas. It was a triple into right center, and definitely helped the team out. I think we were down by 1, and I ended up scoring the tying run that game. That was very exciting. And then my other one would be my first collegiate home run, which was a grand slam. It came in a 3-2 count down the line. It was 2 outs. It was just a really incredible feeling.
How critical is it that both of you from T-Town getting first team all-conference for Millikin?
It's really, it's pretty cool to know that, with me and Sam playing together all through our lives, it's pretty cool to have that, knowing that, for a part of the year, or, a good chunk of the year, we batted 3 and 4 together, that's just something special, because batting right after each other. And then the whole with all-conference, because all-conference is a pretty neat award, and the fact that both of us were able to get it and on first team was pretty special to see those come out together. I don't know, it was just really neat to be able to achieve that with him.
I think it speaks a lot about the program we have here at T-Town, developing players. We were able to take, me and Andy, and we were underclassmen, and be able to hit 3 and 4 up at Millikin. I think it just speaks a lot on Coach Fleener, my junior high coaches, my summer team coaches that just really helped me develop through their program.
Being the 3-4 hitters, but how do you feel whenever there's runner on base and you get runners in, knowing that you guys are the catapult to that?
With baseball, a lot of teams look to their 3 and 4 hitters for a lot of production, and that's how it should be. That's how baseball is. And so it really challenges us to really be at our best all the time, because I know from a pitcher standpoint, when you strike out the 3-4 hitter, that's such a big momentum killer for the offense, and a big momentum starter up for the defense. And both of us seen instances where there was one point in the season where our team needed a run, and both of us actually came up and struck out, and it really hurt our team. But then there was also moments where our team needed some runs, and me and him actually stepped up and hit back-to-back home runs. So it was pretty cool. You really get to see both sides of it, but being the 3-4 hitters it was just really special, because we could really create that bond of either he would get on, I could drive him in, or vice versa type of thing. So that was pretty neat.
Yeah, so the biggest thing I said that I took away from batting in the 3-4 spot is you can't miss the pitches that the pitcher gives to you, because you're not going to see that many great hittable pitches. And it also helped having Andy behind me in the lineup, protecting me, because I knew they weren't going to want to walk me to see him. And he also had Tommy Shaw batting behind him, which also helped protected him. So yeah, that was good.
What challenges do you face the most?
As the middle of the lineup, you're really supposed to be the center of the offense. So I've learned that it's just being a positive and staying up no matter how the game's going, and staying positive regardless of whether you're having a good game or a bad game is really important, because a lot of guys, I think, look up to – a lot of the younger guys look up to us, I think, and I just try to be a good model for that and try to lead the team in the right direction. But it's really important just to kind of stay like with a good, and just no matter what's happening with the game, stay in a good mental state. And I think one of the biggest challenges from more of a hitting perspective is in the 3-4 position. You see a lot of off speed, and I think pitchers are generally trying to throw their best at you, and so you really have to work on your hitter's discipline and know which pitches to hit, which ones to take.
What have you learned as far as being a freshman and kind of molding into the college material now?
So what I liked about Millikin is the mentality that we're expected to win and nothing less than that. And that's just kind of the same thing as C-Town. So I flowed into it very well, but I also had a lot of help from the upperclassmen. You know, they were always there for me if I even had struggles. They trusted me, and my coach trusted me even when I was having struggles. They knew what kind of player I was, and that definitely helped me become more comfortable and show like what kind of player I really am up there.
Molding Sam into the player he is now, what's that been like?
I mean, you know, college baseball is way different than high school baseball. It's just a totally different atmosphere because it's, you know, the competition is better, the stakes are higher. It's a totally different atmosphere, and so trying to help Sam adjust to the atmosphere, because it's hard to adjust freshman year, especially like a player like Sam who's gonna play all 40 games for or almost all the games all season for the team. It's hard to adjust, and you know he really did have a good year adjusting. You know, because like especially at the start of the year when you start to see, you just see different pitching, you see a lot tougher pitching, and Sam made a good adjustment, and especially by the end of the year, the fact that he was one of our best hitters on our team is pretty impressive. But it's just about putting in the work, because you know college baseball takes a lot more work than high school baseball. So just really learn how to put the work in behind, you know, because you gotta up it from high school, but learn how to, you know, get in the mojo of college ball and really put the work behind it. Sam definitely has.
Coach Townsend, when he recruited you to where you're at now, what's it been like playing for him?
It's been great. So I've actually played with him for 2 summers before this with the Decatur Commodores, and he's a lot more relaxed there. And I didn't know that till I got to Millikin, where he kind of just took it up a notch. He's a very competitive person, very smart, and I like playing him for those reasons, because I know that he's gonna give us his best, and he expects us to give us our best.
One of the things I like about Coach Townsend the most is that, yeah, his job is to coach us at baseball, but not only does he coach us at baseball, but he's very big on teaching us how to become better men. It's not just, you know, hit a ball, run fast, throw a ball hard, but it's, you know, doing everything for the right reasons. So that's one of the things I like about him the most is he is good at seeing the bigger picture as well, and he's really stresses and tries to make sure that his guys on the team are very young, respectful, good-mannered men. That's one of the things I like the most about him. But also from the baseball perspective is I feel like generally he has that right amount of serious where he knows how to be serious in the right times, but then also how to kick it back and create a good relationship with his players.
What's it been like coaching Sam and Andy?
They definitely make you smile a lot. They have 2 of the best hearts I've ever coached, and they probably pair well together with each other. You know, I think when you go to college, you got your cliques, you got people you're trying to make friends with, but when you're going with somebody that obviously you grew up with and you know and you're related to, it just brings a different level of comfort. And so I felt for Sam, especially coming in as a freshman, I think it helped him get his feet on the ground faster. I think Andy as a freshman was kind of searching a little bit, trying to fit in, trying to do some things, just showing his work ethic all the time and just wanted opportunity and was hungry. And then I think Sam already had a path laid for him because of what Andy had already done. And coaching Sam like I did for a couple years with the Decatur Commodores organization, I already knew what he could do. And I told Sam that as soon as he got relaxed and was able to just get his feet on the ground, Sam was going to be a very good player for us. And he showed that very early on. And so Sam and Andy, I love them to death. They definitely keep you on your toes, though. They ask a lot of questions. They're great kids. And I don't ever, and you know, most of the people I've gotten from that area, Effingham, T-Town, everything down there, the work ethic has been off the charts. And I think the more we can add to this program players like that, everybody else is motivated to try to compete with them and work as hard as they work and leave the lights on at the field till 10, 11 o'clock at night because they want to hit more. They've set great examples on this team.
You wanted to get your starting spot right away in college, or was it more of a you had to put the work in to get to that point?
It's definitely put the work in to get to that point, and I think going in there after, like, you know, obviously putting in the work that I've put in, I knew I had a good shot, and I knew if I just played like myself that I would definitely have a good shot at getting a starting spot.
Did you expect Sam to start right away?
I expected Sam to contribute. We recruited him knowing that he was talented enough to play. Was he going to be an everyday guy? Was he going to end up being our 3-4 hitter? That's up to these guys. You know, they figure that stuff out. They play themselves or play themselves out. They play him in or they play him out of these positions. We had some injuries to one of our outfielders that basically meant Sam had to be the guy in the outfield. He was 6 or 7 for probably half the year and then moved into the 3. And Andy was the same way. Andy was our 4 hitter early in the year, struggled, went through a rough stretch, got down to 8-hole, and then just started working his way back up. And it was just, they were both doing enough that you couldn't ignore it. And, you know, Sam put him in the 3-hole was a lot as a freshman in a team that was as successful as we were. But being able to do that is just a testament to those two. I mean, like I said, the work ethic that they do to work themselves back into that. And then once again, you know, I think Andy hit a walk-off home run against North Park and Sam was on base. And so just to see those two go through that moment together, I mean, you're at college and your cousin just hit a game-winning home run with you on base. It's a really cool experience for, I think, both of them. And once again, putting them back-to-back, whether that was 7-8 hole or early in the year, 5-6 hole, 3-4, I just think they build off each other. And when you're comfortable in this game at college, wherever, away from home, when you get comfortable, you're going to play to your ability a lot more. And I think both of them get very comfortable and make each other better.
You know, it's been an adjustment from freshman to sophomore year, but when it comes to the game, I've definitely matured a lot in how I play the game. And that's one thing with college ball is you learn so much more in depth with the game. So like stuff about pitch selection, stuff about, you know, what pitch you're looking for going into the at-bat, stuff that I, you know, didn't really learn at all in high school. And so freshman year, you're trying to figure all that stuff out and try to play the Millikin way of baseball. And then going into your sophomore year, it's like, okay, I got a year under my belt. I know what I'm doing. I know what kind of style of ball we're playing here. And you have all the thinking that you had to do freshman year to kind of learn the new stuff has kind of been ingrained in you now. So now you just sit back and play the games. You know, being all-conference is kind of like that dream you always chase. It's pretty cool. It's something you always kind of chased. And so with, you know, my freshman year, I didn't exactly have the best year. I struggled a little bit at the plate and stuff. And so my goal this year was, for my sophomore year, I was just going to try to make sure this year was better than my freshman year and just try to get a little bit better every year. And, you know, the crazy thing about it is, you know, I put in a lot of work my freshman year and didn't really see the results, and put in a lot of work my sophomore year and finally saw results. So it's the kind of thing where, you know, I don't really want to look at awards and just try to only strive for these awards. But, you know, my goal is just to go out there and just be the best player I can for my team and help the team out how I can. And, you know, if those awards come, then that's great. And that's kind of the way it worked out this season.
I agree with Andy with the whole idea of, you know, going out there to try to win the awards. But I also think that as an athlete, at least in my mindset, whenever I step on the field, I mean, I have the mindset that I'm one of the best players out there, and I think that helps me, you know, perform at a higher level because, I mean, you just have the confidence, and you're going to play better when you're confident.
Favorite game to be a part of this whole year for you two?
I think it's the same answer for both of us.
Yeah, I'm going to say
it was the last game of the regular season against North Park.
Yeah, it was. We were down it was a doubleheader game.
Doubleheader, and
we won game 1 by a lot, but then game 2 was a really close game and came down to the wire. We gave up some runs in the top of the 9th, and then ended up being down by 1 going into the bottom of the 9th. And
that's when T-Town came to the plate. I got a walk. And then Andy came and hit a walk-off to drive in everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody was going nuts. It was just...
It was pretty special because, you know, as a kid, you always dream about, like, hitting a walk-off home run, and I've never done that in my career. And especially with Sam on first base, with him being the runner driven in, that was pretty cool. That moment to celebrate was a lot of fun.
It was a great night.
Bushur on first base. Niebrugge hitting. Down by 1. 2-1 on the way. Niebrugge drives one deep right field. Ball's going! Andy Niebrugge! A walk-off! 2-run home run! Andy Niebrugge walks it off. The big blue dugout erupts. The crowd erupts. Andy Niebrugge. They got the water. Lucas Ryan with the water. He's trying to find Andy, and he dumps it on everybody.
It's a walk-off.
When it comes to hard work, I think it's just having people to motivate me. Like, you have guys on the field that are motivating you to be better all the time, and you just have your own personal thoughts and your own personal goals to get better. But I think kind of the biggest thing that's made the difference for me this year is just having a good pitch selection. And I'm gonna be honest, some of the home runs that I hit were me just trying to go up. My goal was to go up there and just try to get the barrel of the ball, let the bat do the work. And so kind of some advice I would give is just, for me at least, that what worked was kind of simplifying my swing. And instead of trying to swing so hard, I just went up there and was like, okay, I'm going to put the barrel on the ball here and see what happens. And you'd be surprised, and you catch the ball, you let the bat do the work. Especially towards the end of the year, a lot of the guys on our team were we saw that they weren't actually swinging super hard, but it seems like the bats you're just swinging hot metal and they fly out. We had a lot of guys at the end of the year. It's not about how hard you swing at the ball. It's just about where you make contact and about catching the ball in the sweet spot. One of the things that I know our coach has talked about before is talent can only get you so far. And the thing about the college level is everyone at the college level has talent. So the way you get the edge in the college level is you have not just talent, but you have the knowledge of the game, and you know how to play baseball. You just know how to play baseball. You're smart with the game. And so because there's a lot of really talented guys in baseball, but they don't know the game well enough, or they don't understand the game enough to really be good at it. So I think the biggest thing is both of us have enough talent, and it's just about how do we fine-tune our game to really bring out the best parts, how we can help our team.
Gets the Rats going. Sam Bushur hits a line drive to left. This ball played almost perfectly by Franklin, but Ryan Jansen comes all the way from second base and beats.
A few batters later, the freshman, Sam Bushur. He's going to get a hold of this one all the way to left for a grand salami. Big Blue win big, 12-0.
3-2. Same inning, bases loaded for Bushur, and he cashes in. Line drive to right, 2 runs coming to score.
2 in the second. Sam Bushur with a break will break that with a knock to left field. Tyler Gage with the go-ahead run. And then in the fourth, Andy Niebrugge is going to smack this one. I think the ball lands back here in Decatur. The solo shot gives Millikin the 4-2 cushion.
Then Andy Niebrugge really going to rip this baseball game open. It is high, it is far, and it is gone. Millikin ends up falling, though, in extra 7-6.
So yeah, obviously playing in the conference tournament is a lot of pressure, but I think that also makes it the most exciting part of the year. That's what we play for. Pressure's a privilege. That's one of our team sayings, and that's when you got to perform. That's when it's the most important time to perform, and that's what makes it fun.
Me and Sam and all the guys on the team, we're putting in a lot of work. We want to win the conference tournament. We want to win games, but the thing about it is every other team is doing the same thing. They're putting in the work. They want to win games. And so it's just it really is just a pressure to perform, because it's really just who goes out there and who wants it more, because there aren't a lot of games that we play with talent is lopsided. A lot of games that I would say talent overall, we're very similar. Both teams have a lot of talent, but it really just comes out with who can come out and perform in the big moments and who can come out and who wants it more. Because we saw this year, we saw a lot of really close games where, I mean, it was a game of inches. We had a game where, where it comes down to one pitch, and sometimes the ball bounced our way, sometimes it didn't. So, but that's kind of one of the biggest things I feel like with the pressure is just who can perform in the big moments. For the most memorable, I would say, well, there's kind of two. One of them was just when I hit that walk-off home run, and as we're rounding the bases, just seeing Sam so excited. Like, I was so excited. That was pretty special. Then, like, everyone crowded around home plate, but, like, I could just see when Sam, like, turned around as I was running home. After he crossed the plate and looked at me, it was just a really special moment. But then the other really cool moment was when we were playing up in Carroll, and Sam was batting third, I was batting fourth, and we hit back-to-back home runs off a pitcher to the exact same spot. The ball landed almost in the exact same spot, so that was pretty neat, because it was like, first Sam steps up, hits a home run. We're like all excited. Everyone's all super excited.
I only got to wear the home run chain for one at bat, and then I had to give it up to him.
And then I step up. Was like, it goes back to the competition thing. Like, if he's gonna hit a home run, well, I'm not gonna let him outdo me. So now I got to hit a home run type of thing. So that was pretty. That's a memory we'll hold on to forever.
I mean, yeah, it's just very fulfilling to see, the kid that you grew up with and pretty much did everything with, be able to share that accomplishment with you and be a big reason, because you be a big part of the reason why you were able to make that accomplishment. Because, me and Andy, we were always out playing catch just about every single day, Started out with him being the pitcher, him being the catcher, me being the pitcher, but we've kind of faded into, position players, but we were always hitting, always pitching, always catching, it's pretty cool,
Yeah, if you would have told me when I was a 3-year-old that me and Sam would be playing on the same college team when we were in college, like, that would be a dream come true at that point.
To be next door neighbors, but the duo of you two on the all-conference list and seeing your name on that's got to be pretty special.
Yeah, it really is pretty neat. It's kind of, but it's like I said, everything's been a competition between us, and a lot of kids, they get all conference and they go back to their town, and they're the only ones in their town who have made a first team all conference. The only ones from their high school who have made a first team all conference at the college level. Like, I go back to my town, I'm not even the only one in my neighborhood with a first team all conference. Like, it's just even more like, but we both have pushed each other to get to this point. But it really is pretty special to see kind of what we've accomplished together, because a lot of what we've done is a lot of what we've accomplished can be traced back to us playing catch here in the field when we were younger, hitting and stuff. But it's just pretty cool to see us both get to achieve that. I think one of the biggest things that I've learned from college ball, one of the biggest things that's really made me a better hitter, was learning how to hit the ball to right field with power. Like, not just slapping the ball to right field for a single, but learning how to really hit the ball to right field. Like, my freshman year, you can ask like a lot of the guys on the team, like, I really struggled hitting the ball to right field. Was a big pull hitter, and my average was not very good. And then, like, sophomore year, I learned how to hit the ball to right field, and I ended up having, my goal was to hit one opposite field home run. I ended up having 4 that were to right field, and so, like, it just opens the field up so much more. So my biggest piece of advice is just learning how to drive the ball to right field. Funniest moment?
So I can't really just narrow it down to one, but I will say that just staying in hotels is definitely a lot of fun. We have Kangaroo Court, where you fine people like up to $4 for doing like very stupid stuff. I think Andy led the team in fines this year. Just certain things like wrestling matches. One of my sweet mates, he's like, I don't know, 5'7", 140. He beat Andy in a wrestling match.
That
was
a very questionable
name's
refereeing
Elliot.
call there. His name
it's
was
pretty
Wayne
fun.
Fulcher.
Pretty funny.
Very questionable call.
They made me laugh, made me smile. It wasn't just straight funny, though. It was the walk-off home run. And like I said, both these guys share in each other's achievements a lot. And to have Sam be on base, I can remember watching the home run go over, and the first thing I did was look at Sam at second base, and Sam almost looked like he wanted to go back to first base and run around the bases with Andy. Like, he didn't even want to move. He looked at me with sheer joy, and then there was just a look at Andy like, I can't believe what you just did, and this is amazing to share in this moment. And you could tell they wanted to round the bases together. And the same thing with Andy. The only thing I told him, because I'm trying to keep the guys calm in moments and go through the process, and then we celebrate as much as we want later, was just make sure you hit every base. And Andy's face like, yep, I got it. And it was just the joy that they brought to that, because it was like they were 12 years old. I'm sure the same type of thing happened when they were 12, and now these guys are 18 to 22 years old and going through those same moments. It was pretty special to see. That Andy in particular has made me feel like I don't work hard enough. When that kid after a game, after a tough loss, says, Coach, he's dog tired, I'm drained, and he says, can I set the machine up and hit for another hour? Can you leave the lights on till 11 o'clock? Like, sometimes you're like, Andy, just go home, man. You need to breathe and relax. But just to know that that's in these kids, not only does it impact me, it impacts my coaches, but then there's another kid that walks off the field and sees Andy hitting, and he's like, man, I went 4 for 4, and Andy's out here still hitting after he hit a home run. Like, that's the impact I want my guys to have. If I surround our team with hard workers, there's always elite workers that people just don't understand how much hard work really is. People work hard, you work like everybody else. That doesn't set you apart. But what you're doing when nobody's looking, when you're asking me to keep the lights on to 11 o'clock at night, that's some serious stuff. And so I think that impact bleeds across the team, and Andy has done a great job with that. Now, having everybody back, we didn't win anything last year, and this is my message I left our team with. We were a very good team, but good wasn't good enough. And that's our slogan this year, good is not good enough. And so whatever we've done is great, and I'm not going to belittle anything we've accomplished. We've accomplished a lot in my 10 years here, but we haven't accomplished the main goals. And so everybody back just means there's going to be a lot of sprinting right away. We don't have to walk slow through some things. We have the core group back, our main players back, and our couple of our best players are going to be able to rely on that. And now you throw, hopefully, Sam, now an established year, he can start stepping into that group of being one of our better players. Because we got some juniors and seniors already that have established themselves 2-3 years. Our whole infield has been all conference at one point or another, and they're all back. So it's dangerous when you think because we're older, we're going to be better. You're only better because of the work ethic you put in. And so, yes, they shouldn't rattle the same when you have a junior and senior team like we're going to have. Losing a game 3-2 shouldn't rattle their confidence like they maybe do as a freshman or sophomore, or getting off to an 0-4 start like we have in the past shouldn't rattle confidence when you have a junior and senior group. And we know the expectations. They should be able to handle pressure more. And as a coach, having juniors and seniors, I should be able to expect more out of them and push them harder. And so that's the part I'm excited about. But we're going to have the talent, we're going to have the guys around there, and we are even right now adding pieces to that group that are going to make us even better. So we're very excited about the future of what we've done, the last 3 years, very proud, and we're very excited about what's going to be happening next.
First of all, they're two of the nicest kids I've ever been privileged to coach. I don't think anybody has a bad thing to say about those two. But also, they're about two of the hardest working players I've ever been around too. So there's not too many evenings after practice you won't see at least one of them in the cage, get some extra work in. So Sam's not a pitcher, so I don't get to be around him as much. Andy dabbles in it a little bit, so I get the privilege to kind of be around him a little bit more. So and they keep the dugout pretty light and loose is probably a good way to put it. So the guys they're a joy to be around, and the guys really like them. So they're just overall great guys, and I think they definitely make us better both on and off the field.
Funniest moment with him so far?
I would say Andy. He went fishing with a couple of guys one night, caught a couple big fish, so he had to show pictures and tell everybody about it when they came in the locker room the next day. So I would say that's probably it.
So advice for incoming freshmen, I would say the most important thing is just to have confidence in yourself. You're going to go to a new place with a bunch of new faces, and you're going to feel like you have to prove yourself, but you just have to remain confident in yourself, especially when you are struggling, because that's the most important time to have that confidence.
What would you like to work on for next season to be that much better of an athlete?
I would say power at the plate. You know, I had a good average, but I would say that I kind of lacked in the power, like slugging percentage sort of things, and that's just something I've been, just getting stronger and faster and being able to, and honestly having a better plate approach, being more aggressive on hitters counts and things of that nature, and taking more advantage of those types of situations can lead to more like power hitting numbers.
My biggest focus for this year is, throughout my whole season, I was kind of at the start of the season, I was a totally different hitter than I was at the end of the season. And so my goal this year is to really, I think I know what adjustments and what changes I made to become the hitter that I was at the end of the year, and working on trying to get those ingrained and trying to get that to the point where it's just muscle memory. I don't have to think about it and I can just go up to the plate and hit. And that, when I got my swing right and everything was going well, I was able to reflect the power numbers that I would like I did at the end of the year. And so my goal next year is just to be consistent with that and be able to put up those numbers for the whole year and not go through any sort of slump or anything throughout the middle of the year. We lost, a couple guys, but with having, pretty much everyone back, it really it puts more pressure on us because, this year up in the conference tournament, the 2 games that we lost that knocked us out were 1-run games, and both the teams that beat us, we beat them multiple times in the year, I think at least, but we definitely beat them both at least once. And so it just stings a little bit more knowing that, we really could have had those games, but I think it just gives us even more motivation to come back and not let that happen next year.
So knowing you guys have everybody back next year, what can this team accomplish?
So I would say the goal is to win a regional, and I say the expectation is to win the conference tournament. We know we got all the tools this year, and I've only been there for 1 year, but I'm already sick of losing the conference tournament, and we're gonna go for it. And we're all on the same page that it's if it's not the conference tournament, then I would say it's a failure.
Sam and Andy, thank you for your time. Good luck next season. Hopefully you guys can accomplish even more next season.
Yep.
Thank you, Tyler.
Yeah, thank you for doing all the sports and coverage you do over the land. Everyone really enjoys your videos.